All right, welcome to Introduction to Power Tools. Okay, upon completion of this module, you'll be able to identify power tools commonly used in the construction trades, use power tools safely, and explain how to maintain power tools properly. All right, performance task. You're going to safely and properly use 3 of the following tools: an electric drill, a circular saw, a sawzall, or a pneumatic nailer. Power tool safety. An example of an AC source of power is a wall receptacle. Okay, so just your common plug that you guys plug your cell phone into to charge. Before replacing parts such as bits, blades, or discs on any tool, you must disconnect the power source. And to prevent electric shock, power tools should only be operated with a proper GFCI. If you remember back from the safety section, that's a ground fault circuit interrupt. All right, parts of a drill. Okay, remember when you're using a drill, keep the air vents clean with a small brush to prevent the motor from overheating. This could actually cause a fire. Okay, here's some different drill bits. I think we're all pretty familiar with a twist drill, Forstner bit, paddle or spade bit, masonry bit, and the auger bit. Okay, drill bits are held in place by chucks, and this photo actually shows a chuck key. Always remember when changing out a drill bit, remember to always remove the chuck key before starting the drill motor. When using a power drill, proper ground fault protection will prevent electric shock. So here's just a little diagram of operating a drill and replacing the bit. Okay, cordless drills. Okay, before you start drilling, make sure the drill bit is tightened in the chuck. The one shown in this picture is actually a keyless chuck, which is quite common on cordless drills. Okay, on power tools, you should never engage the trigger lock. Okay, so some power tools actually have a lock to keep the power tool running even without your finger on the switch. Okay, here's a picture of a hammer drill. Hammer drills are used to drill into concrete. So instead of just rotational force, it also has a hammering force to help break the concrete up and create the hole. Okay, electromagnetic drill. As we'll get to use this throughout the welding classes, probably one of my favorite tools that we have in the shop. And what this drill does is it actually is like a drill press that's mobile. You can basically clamp this thing or place this thing wherever you need to drill a hole. Once you turn the magnet on, at that point, then the drill locks in place to the metal. You start it and then proceed to drill. Very, very handy tools. Okay, pneumatic drill. When using an air wrench, keep your body stance balanced. And a pneumatic drill is used when there is no source of electricity. When you're drilling metal parts with a hand drill, especially a 1/2-inch drill or a larger drill, a pneumatic drill is very nice because an electric drill makes a lot of torque and it can run large bits. The problem is that an electric drill, makes so much torque, if the bit sticks, it will just start spinning and can be quite hard to control. Pneumatic drills are very nice because if you get in a bind like that, it'll actually stop the drill motor. They have less torque. They're a lot nicer to use, especially drilling steel with a hand drill. Okay, proper use of pneumatic drill again. This is looking at connections, pneumatic connections. Okay, never use a circular saw that does not have an upper blade guard because the guard protects you from touching the blade. Also, never pin the guard forward on a circular saw. Okay, saws with fine blades that are excellent for delicate and intricate cutting are called saber saws. So remember I talked about learning the proper name for tools. Some of you might refer to these as jigsaws. Remember, it's a saber saw. Okay, a reciprocating saw, or what's commonly known as a sawzall, is what's shown here. Before you plug any saw into a power source, make sure the power switch is in the off position. A porta band. We have some of these we'll use in the class as well, probably when we get into welding. Okay. All right, a power miter saw combines a miter box and a circular saw. So you guys got to use one of these building your toolboxes. Got a few different styles shown here. Abrasive cutoff saws, these are common in most metal shops. We don't have one in ours. They do a good job, but they are quite messy. Okay, the angle grinder is used to grind hard, heavy materials. Okay, guys, you'll get to use these quite a bit in the welding course. Remember, just like with the saw, the circular saw, always keep the guard in place. All right, a bench grinder. The adjustable tool rest on a bench grinder should be positioned 1/8 inch from the wheel. A pneumatic nailer. The first step when using a pneumatically powered nailer for the first time is to read the manufacturer's instructions. If a pneumatic nailer is not fitting properly, before you attempt repairs, not firing properly, I think is what that's supposed to say. Before you attempt repairs, you must disconnect the air hose. And some manufacturers that recommend that each time you use a pneumatic nailer, the air inlet needs a few drops of oil. Okay, this is a powder actuated nailer, or sometimes called a REM set. And basically what it does is it uses a 22 caliber blank to drive nails into concrete. Okay, a Porta-Power is an example of a hydraulic tool, okay, as well as the hydraulic bottle jack right here. So what that means is these tools actually pump oil, in this case, through the hose and then into a cylinder. With a Porta-Power, you have a few different cylinders. You have cylinders that move in straight directions, and then you also have jaws that open and close, just kind of depending on what you're setting up for. And they're interchangeable. We do have some in the shop that we can get out and look at, and we may even use depending on what we're working on.